Good evening. My name is Jaya, and I'm going to be presenting on behalf of our group. My group members are Shara, Asha, Shenlock, Dayang, and Priscilla. The movie that we chose for our assignment is The Devil Wears Prada. So, coming to the first question, why did our group choose The Devil Wears Prada? We felt like this is a movie which is extremely relevant to organizational communication because both the protagonists' relationships and their professional development depend on the way that the organization is structured and communicate and how the characters communicate with one another. Secondly, we thought that leadership was extremely important because Miranda Priestley, the boss or like the upper management of the organization that the protagonist works in, is described as having a very strong and authoritative leadership style. She enforces her regulations. She has an iron grip. She always knows exactly what's going on with everybody who's relevant to her work. And we felt like that, and also the fact that this entire movie revolves around female leadership and how that may be viewed, and how the character of Miranda Priestley as an authoritarian figure in an organization would be seen or viewed differently because the figure in authority is a woman, as opposed to the similar strong figure in authority being a man. Furthermore, we felt like The Devil Wears Prada has a wide variety of organizational settings. In it discusses the competitive industry of fashion, and the magazine that the movie is focused around is something called the Runway magazine. It's picture perfect of like what a fast-paced business looks like, and employees are then expected to provide results in extreme pressure and also meet deadlines in a work climate that expects perfection. Furthermore, we felt like there's a certain richness of communication and interaction in the movie. The Devil Wears Prada's characters, they include a lot of interpersonal connections, corporate culture, power dynamics, and this is all reflected in their diverse communication and interactional styles. Um, we don't see this variety and richness in interaction just in one particular situation. For example, the figure of authority, Miranda Priestley, communicates with her subordinates in a very different manner as opposed to how equals talk, like both assistant one and assistant two, Emily and Andy. They communicate with each other on very different levels, even though they essentially hold the same post. Coming to the second question, how many concepts is our group planning to cover? So the first concept that we chose was teamwork and conflict management. And so we thought that the leader member exchange theory was extremely relevant to this. So the leader member exchange theory focuses on the quality of the relationship between the leaders and the followers. Why this is so applicable to the film that we chose is because Miranda Priestley, the authoritarian figure, maintains a very clear distinction between her inner circle and lower status employees like the protagonist of the movie Andy. Employees with better relationships get more perks and opportunities. The third reason is the conflict implication. Poor relationships with leaders, such as we see in the movie between Miranda and Emily, foster resentment and also immense competition among team members. And this in turn deteriorates the concept of teamwork throughout the movie, which is why we felt like this was extremely relevant to organizational communication. The second concept that we picked was power and influence. So, the first part of that is reward power. This refers to the capacity to offer rewards. This applies to the movie because the character Emily in the movie has been looking forward and preparing intensely, dieting extremely um, to attend a trip to Paris Fashion Week. She's worked hard for years and does her very best, consistently fulfills Miranda's needs and withstands her tyrannical leadership and harsh demands. Second, the influence process, instrumental compliance. So, in this process, the target complies with the request to achieve a tangible reward or avoid a certain punishment, which is sort of exercised by the agent of authority. How this is shown in the movie is through extremely challenging, overwhelming, and stressful, even stressful situations, which negatively affect the protagonists' personal lives. For example, Andy does not stop complying with Miranda, even though her personal life is going to the dogs in that moment. The third question, what will our report structure look like? So, firstly, we start with an introduction, a brief introduction to the movie, including a summary of the organizational context and also why we chose this movie particularly for our report. The second part of it would be the literature review, which would be a theoretical overview of the leadership and teamwork concepts that our group will apply, as mentioned before. These would be supported by a wide range of academic references. Thirdly, conceptual analysis. This section of our report would break down the selected leadership and teamwork concepts, and they would use specific scenes and examples from the movie to illustrate exactly how leadership and teamwork are portrayed. The next would be the leadership styles. In this section, we would analyze the leadership behaviors of key characters, the teamwork and collaboration, the change in power dynamics, the handling of power and conflict within the movie. And in our last section, which is the conclusion, our group would summarize the group's key findings about leadership and teamwork in the organizational setting as portrayed in the movie. Next, I'd like to sort of highlight the different responsibilities that each members of the group hold. So Shenlock is our coordinator and will also be helping with the writing of the introduction. So Shenlock is responsible for drafting the introduction and ensuring the smooth integration of different sections and overseeing the overall structure and flow of the report. Jaya, myself, and Priscilla, we will be doing the literature review. We will review academic literature and provide theoretical grounding for our analysis on the leadership and teamwork concepts. Third, Dayang. Dayang would focus particularly on leadership analysis and provide examples from the movie, connect different scenes to the concepts that we have picked in the literature review. Shara would handle the teamwork analysis, which means analyzing the team dynamics, conflict management, and the collaboration that different characters in the movie carried out within the organizational setting. And lastly, Asha would handle the conclusion, the drafting of the conclusion, and the final editing and finalization of report. She would also be proofreading the report to ensure consistency and clarity. How will our group work together in completing this report? So, we have weekly meetings scheduled. They are planned. We have a goal which is one meeting minimum per week. However, due to different schedules and timings, we're flexible on exactly when we're going to be doing the meetings. And also to ensure that everybody is present for the meetings, we've also given the option of being able to do these meetings online so that things are easily accessible and everybody can be a part of the entire report. Second, the collaboration tools we'll be using. So the tools we will use to collaborate efficiently is mainly Google Docs, and our main platform for communication is WhatsApp. And we'll also be using Zoom for the virtual meetings that I just mentioned. Next, deadlines. We've come up with a set of internal deadlines for each section of the report to ensure that the project progresses on schedule. And we did this to also then ensure that it leaves us enough time for revision and proofreading so that we can submit good quality of work in the given time. The same was done for this presentation, which includes research on the content, watching the movie, creating notes, and things like that. Our group leader gave us very strong deadlines, all of which was communicated via WhatsApp. That's all from our side, and we look forward to showing you our in depth analysis of the movie The Devil Wears Prada. Thank you for listening.